Alright, guys. Woo! I just got done watching Raw Legends Night, and I gotta say, that was awesome. It was one pretty damn good episode, especially for the main event match with the WWE Championship on the line. My God, can't wait to get into it. This is gonna be great. So, welcome to Wrestling Forever. I'm your boy Big B, and here we go. So, from the whole moment, from it starting off from the get-go, started off pretty fun with Miz and Morrison, and their, their often frequent Miz TV segment. This time having New Day on it. New Day doing what they do best. Always doing some funny ass, always doing some kind of funny ass monologue on everybody they're dealing with, and that whole segment was funny, and them turning it like it was their own TV talk show instead. That was great, and and then had a great tag team match, and then the whole situation with Ric Flair and Charlotte when her and Asuka went against Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans, and how Ric Flair's little fun moment of getting too much into the moment cost his daughter the match. It was kind of classic, but at the same time, he got a little too into it. He messed up in that match, but and everything else. The Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle match was quite entertaining. How they still made Bobby Lashley look strong. Having him tap Riddle out, but at the same time the referee didn't see it happening, and for finally once in a very few, but yet over exhausted lifetime of roll up pinfall victories in WWE right now, finally one that actually kind of made pretty damn good sense when they had it where Matt Riddle rolled him up after the big misconception of the referee not knowing that he actually tapped Riddle out. So that was a great way to definitely intensify the storyline between Riddle and Lashley. So can't wait to see how they continue that off. Of course, they had a very lengthy storyline for Randy Orton on this episode. Started him off with talking about the stuff with him and Alexa, and how he realized that he kind of got that same little curse thing put on him where facing Bray Wyatt changes you, and that he really wanted to burn Alexa Bliss to hell, but because and no matter how much the voice in his head told him to do it, he just couldn't do it. And it pisses him off that he couldn't do it and everything else, and that he was also going to go. But he was taking his mind off Bray Wyatt now, and that he was also adding himself into the Royal Rumble match this year, which is going to be another great addition. And it was so hilarious. And then of course they had it where he confronted legends, Big Show first, and I think what was Mark Henry, it was Ric Flair. He confronted all of them, doing what he does best, dealing around those situations. They were all pretty intriguing. They did another AJ Styles and Elias match. This time had Omos actually get involved in the match. Oh, not in the match, but after the match, when Riker tried to hit AJ Styles in the back with the guitar and almost kicked the hell out of it, shattering it. That was awesome. I actually like Omos, and I hope after a while they start doing more with him. He looks like he could be somebody quite believable if they actually do him right. It would be so great. I hope this whole interaction and this whole involvement he is in storyline with AJ Styles definitely helps him out for the long run on how to become a pretty damn good superstar. I hope that's exactly what all this is all about. Was AJ Styles trying to mold him into a future superstar? That would just be so great. What was it? That I like how they did the Shayna Baszler and the Mandy Rose match. How they did it all fast, and how they had it where Shayna Baszler attacked Mandy Rose, and then they had Dana Brooke come out, and then she kind of became like the hero for her best friend. And then even though Shayna Baszler was choking the hell out of her, she still found enough will within her to pin her arms down, to pin Shayna's arms down, shoulders down to the ring, to the mat, to get the 3 and get the victory. But at the same time, she was still getting choked out. Then they had Mandy get back in the ring, knee the hell out of Shayna Baszler. Then they both flatlined her ass. At the same time, they just kept it quick paced and everything else. They didn't drag it out. They just got it out of the way. They did what they had to do with it. Was it the best segment? No, it was not. But at the same time, it was still acceptable to the point where you couldn't really complain too much. But it was kind of a little too quick around the roll up, because they had just did the Riddle match before that. But at the same time, it's WWE. Sometimes you just gotta take what you get and just accept it to some kind of form of extent. And, oh boy, it was then you had the Randy Orton and Riddle match. The Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy match. Jesus hell, there goes that slap button again coming across my face. And him and Jeff, of course, as always, they did a great match. Got intense, and oh boy, that moment, when Randy Orton was yanked, had his fingers in the freaking in the ear holes of fucking Jeff Hardy and shit, and just it was just yanking. It was just god, that was gruesome. But oh boy, I like how they finished off the match with Jeff Hardy going for the twist of fate, and then Randy Orton turned it into a RKO with the quick reversal. That whole match went great pace throughout the entire duration of it, and it was quite great. And oh boy, they had little fun things, like how they had it where it was Angel Garza that was practically going around the entire show, just literally trying to give roses to every female he ran into. I think once it was Mickie James, and then another time it was Mickie James, and another time it was Tori Wilson, and Tori Wilson was talking to Nikki Cross at that one time, and she was in plots with R-Truth, who baited him, lying to him, saying that Cardi B, Ariana Grande, and Kylie Jenner were all in the same room, and that he should go give the rose to Cardi B because she loves it, just for him to run into Boogeyman that spooked him out so that he could lose the 24/7 title belt that he had won. Earlier this week, when several days ago during the New Year's party, when he rolled up R-Truth and got the victory. But all in all, for all that, it was great. It was good to see Melina. Yeah, it was good to see. Hopefully, they eventually start putting her in storylines, since they're supposed to be talking about her coming back, which would be great, because it would be cool to actually see Melina do some great matches that actually involve her skills, that actually she don't have to worry about yanking on girls' hairs and slinging around and doing a bunch of screaming and stuff just to get a match go through, because they weren't allowed to do serious matches back then. So it would be good for her to be able to do some serious matches before she calls it quits and hangs up her boots for the rest of her longevity of existing on this planet, whatever. So literally, but of all of it, I think what they also started a little bit of a crack in the teamship of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, because now Cedric Alexander has been on this high now where he knows he's a winner. He don't need nobody to tell him that he's a winner now. He's got all the confidence in the world, and now he's starting to put the finger out, saying that Shelton Benjamin is what need to get his ass in check, not him, and everything else. So now MVP and Bobby's got to figure out how to level Cedric Alexander's damn confidence to a proper level, balanced out, and how to get Shelton Benjamin back in the game like he was when he first joined the group. So that's some storyline build up, because I really hope that the damn team doesn't end up breaking up, because that would just be stupid. Because that damn faction is one of the best things going on Raw right now. So I just hope this is some way just to help build the characters up more. But they lost to the Lucha House Party tonight, so that's going to be a feud tag team match right there for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And but most of all, the happiest part of it all was the funniest part was the one that I was waiting for the most. Everybody was waiting for the most was the WWE Championship match, and boy, it lived up to its hype. I enjoyed it. Especially for a Raw match, that was great. Especially with the whole Spanish fly off the top rope. That shit was awesome. Keith Lee is just one hell of an athlete. But literally, I'm just happy with all because I said that Drew McIntyre was going to retain tonight, and that they should give Keith Lee that first big loss that lights a fire underneath his ass. So now that prediction came true, that he did beat Keith Lee fair and square, cleanly, no interference whatsoever, which was great. Oh, I just literally hope that everything I'm saying about lighting the fire under Keith Lee's ass and going on this 3-month road trip of Keith Lee heading to WrestleMania to take the title from the champion, hopefully still Drew McIntyre. Oh, that would just be great. And man, that will just make my year already. If that prediction of everything I just said in the last video is just right. Oh God, man, that would totally just make me feel like a true fucking prediction artist. But oh man, I mean, I thought they were going to have it where it was going to be him and Sheamus for Royal Rumble, but I guess they're going to go with Goldberg against him now. But hopefully they don't do no bull crap, and hopefully Drew McIntyre beats Goldberg at Royal Rumble. Better. That would fucking suck if they don't. But I'm going to go with the faith that Drew McIntyre is going to retain, so I won't mind watching it. At least even though it'll be another quick one. I mean, if he beat Brock Lesnar, he should definitely be able to beat Goldberg. So, oh yeah. And maybe at the same time, you could see Sheamus and Drew McIntyre either on an episode of Raw in between Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, or we could see Sheamus at Elimination Chamber. Who knows? But all that really matters right now is that my prediction of getting Keith Lee to the next level. Because now that he had this match, I saw the fans' reactions in the back. They were enjoying the hell out of the match. They were loving it. So nobody can sit there and say that it was that he did terrible in the match. He did great in the match against Drew McIntyre. He proved his worth in that match and why he should be a main eventer. He proved why he should definitely be the hands-on favorite to go to WrestleMania to challenge Drew McIntyre for that title. And, man, there was only one botch I really saw hard body in that match. That was when Drew McIntyre kind of failed on ducking proper. And when Keith Lee was jumping over him, Drew didn't really keep his head down proper. And Keith Lee kind of slid off his neck. But at least one thing I will say that Keith Lee caught himself. He stood on his feet. He landed on his feet. He dropped down proper to still continue on the thing. So there was no slowing it down or any aspect. So I really, even though it was a botch, it was still a meager botch because he totally recovered from that shit quick. So, but at the end of the day, that was awesome. The show all in all, for nostalgia-wise, even down with Hulk Hogan doing his thing in the beginning to what he did with Drew McIntyre, all of it was fun. It was to me, it was an enjoyable episode of Raw, especially to start off the new year. Things are starting to pan out a little bit going into Royal Rumble. At least we now, I mean, it was a good one. It was a damn good one, and I'm damn proud to have gotten to watch that match between Lee and McIntyre. Can't wait to see where this continues to go through. Hopefully that fire gets lit underneath Keith Lee's ass and he shoots on to the damn Royal Rumble, or he wins the Elimination Chamber, comes the one contender for that damn title, wins it, comes the new big dog, and everything goes according to plan. Oh, man. Man. So I'm going to end it right there because I don't really want to talk too much about it. If you ain't watched it, I'm sorry if I spoiled your voice. But this was literally a review of the show after it was finished. So I'm sorry about that. If you liked what I'm talking about and you like hearing me out, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for future videos like this. And I'm going to end it off right here by saying, as always, wrestling's forever, be safe, and most of all, one love.